Well, with the Blue Jays winning today, this time 5-2 over the Chicago White Sox in Chicago, they split the 4-game set, and on the 6-game road trip in San Francisco for 2, in Chicago for 4, the Jays split 3-3. Now, not bad. I'll take a 3-3 split on the road any day of the week. But the story of today's ball game is that the Blue Jays had 9 hits today. 8 are from rookies. Now let's talk about the ball game. Trent Thornton got the start today. We talked about it in the last video. We wanted him to kind of continue what he's been doing as of late. Remember that amazing performance he had against Texas. Then he had a really rough outing. He only went 2 innings in the start after that. But then he went 5 2/3 in his last outing and got the victory, his first big league victory. Excuse me. And then today, he didn't technically get the win. But Trent Thornton went 6 innings, gave up 3 hits, walked 1 guy, and struck out 4 to leave him 1 earned run. Ladies and gentlemen who love looking at earned run averages, he dropped it 40 points after today's ball game. So it's now down to 4.41 for Trent Thornton and the Blue Jays. But like I talked about it, 8 of the 9 hits were from the rookies. Vladdy went 2 for 4 with a home run. We'll talk about that in a little bit here. Smokey went 1 for 3, so there's your 1 veteran hit. Rowdy Tellez went 1 for 4. Billy McKinney 2 for 4. Danny Jansen went 2 for 4 with a 2-run shot. And Jonathan Davis got his first hit of the season. He was 1 for 4. So guys, look at that. 8 hits by the youngsters, and you come away with a 5-2 win, and you have a youngster on the mound. Look, Jays fans, these are the type of games we're going to get used to seeing next year and the year after. For right now, it's just kind of growing pains for these younger players. And it's just going to take some time, right? That's just the way it's going to be. So, early on, top of the 3rd inning, Billy McKinney gets a pitch away, a curveball away, and he actually pulls it deep to right field, and it's gone. Only 363 feet, so not a very deep home run for Billy, but it's over the fence, and that's what matters. His 3rd home run of the year, and it puts the Blue Jays on top. It is 1-0. Bottom of the 4th inning, Yoan Moncada leads off the inning with a triple. Now, we talk about defense and limiting guys. Like if you can hold them to a single or you can hold them to a double, great. But it's when they start extending singles to doubles and doubles to triples, that's when things become a problem. Moncada hits a ball down the line, and that's okay. It's going to be a leadoff double, or maybe a leadoff double, which sucks, but it's okay. Instead, Grichuk can't get a hold of the ball. Excuse me, guys. It catches in like, I don't know what it was. Grichuk didn't even go after it. And it kind of plays around on the field. And Grichuk still doesn't play for it. Then he ends up grabbing it. By this time, Moncada's already around second base, on his way to third. And he's safe with a leadoff triple. Next batter, Jose Abreu. Hits a ground ball to Vladdy, but they're playing to get the out. And Moncada had a great break, so Vladdy gets the out at first. If Grichuk held him at second base, a ground ball to third, Moncada ain't going anywhere. So you would have had a guy at second with 1 away instead of a tied ball game. But it happens, and I don't know, there must be some weird thing going on there in the outfield where it got caught under there and he couldn't get at it. So fine, it's a 1-1 ball game. And it stays that way until the top of the 8th inning where Jonathan Davis off Kelvin Herrera, all right, former Kansas City Royal Dynamite closer, him and Wade Davis, and there was one other pitcher who was their closer. You guys can let me know in the comments. That year they won the World Series. It was Kelvin Herrera, Wade Davis, and I'm pretty sure there was one other name there. They were dynamite, locked down in that bullpen. Herrera has not had the same type of year as he had back then in 2015. Ideally, it's been 4 years since then, but still. And he gives up a leadoff single to Jonathan Davis. Attaboy, get a leadoff base runner here. And Vladimir Guerrero Jr., guys. I mean, look. We've seen this guy starting to come around, but this type of swing is the thing that makes me go crazy and makes me go, wow, this is the diamond that we have. It was an 0-1 pitch, all right? And this fastball that Kelvin Herrera threw was 94 off the plate, down and inside. And it wasn't like on the corner either. It wasn't a strike. It was on the inner half, but Vladdy, with the amazing torque that he has and amazing bat speed that he has, turns it around, gets barreled the ball, and does that remind you of Jose Bautista, guys? The bat speed, I mean, it seems better than Jose's, but he turns on it and drills it over the bullpen and into the seats for a 2-run shot, giving the Jays the 3-1 lead. Huge home run in the 8th inning by Vladdy to give the Jays, like I said, the 2-run lead, 3-1. Bottom of the 8th, Tim Mesa comes in and gives up. I think he got a couple runners on base. Had a tough time there, but ends up getting out of it. I think is it in the yeah. So Daniel Hudson had a very good 7th inning. He gave up a hit, but nothing more. He's been fantastic for the Jays this year, other than a couple outings that he had early on in the season. But since, if you can erase the March numbers, if you want to call it that, his numbers are pretty damn good. And even right now, they're amazing. But Tim Mesa comes out, gives up a hit, and walks a guy. And we're like, oh boy, here comes the problems. And they bring in Ken Giles, because Mesa actually does get a double play from Yohan Moncada. And gets a double play. That's great. They get a guy at third with 2 out. They bring in Ken Giles, and Kenny gives up a base runner. I'm like, damn. Cuts that lead to 3-2, and we're like, okay, just get out of this inning. He does, and the Jays go into the top of the 9th inning, and Billy McKinney gets another single. This guy's been hot. He gets 4 hits in game 1. I don't think he had any hits yesterday in the 5-inning affair. But today he had 2 for 4. He gets a leadoff base hit. Good job there. Danny Jansen up, and he crushes one deep to left center, and it's gone. His 2nd home run of the year, 2nd home run of the series. And it gives the Jays some breathing room. It is now 5-2 Jays. We can breathe a little bit here, people. It's great to see. And Ken Giles goes out there in the bottom of the 9th inning. And other than falling and everyone scaring us because we think he hurt himself, he finishes off the ball game just fine. Picks up the save for Giles. Great job. He goes an inning and a third, gives up a couple hits. Obviously, the weird infield single by Tim Anderson, and then the single in the 8th inning. But other than that, strikes out 3 batters, goes an inning and third, picks up his 10th save on the year. ERA dropping to 1.37 for Ken Giles. Like I said, locked down. And Daniel Hudson dropping that ERA as a reliever to 3.32. That is pretty damn solid, people. What an amazing job by Daniel Hudson. Now let's go to the actual numbers for the Blue Jays. So coming into the ball game, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. was hitting .219 with a .315 on base. And leaving the ballpark, he's hitting .235 with a .325 on base. Oh, Vladdy's getting there, people. That batting average is coming up nicely. And the dingers. He's got 4 home runs on the 6-game road trip. He is getting hot facing Boston tomorrow. What's Vladdy going to do? We're going to have to wait and see. But other than that, Smokey goes 1 for 3 with the walk. Tellez goes 1 for 4. Billy McKinney goes 2 for 4. And he's now hitting .250 on the year. Great job by Billy there. He hits an RBI. And obviously with the solo shot. Look, Billy McKinney's got 11 doubles. He's got 13 runs scored. He's got 9 RBIs now. And he's got 3 home runs. And he's not striking out. He doesn't have a strikeout per game. So if you want to looking at that time, did he strike out today? He did strike out once, but he's still under that 1 strikeout a game threshold. And for a rookie, that's pretty nice to see. And Jano, as the nickname is, 2 for 4. Danny Jansen, he got a couple RBIs on the 2-run shot, and obviously scores a run on his home run. That batting average is slowly getting there for Danny Jansen. Oh, excuse me. Was his home run yesterday? No, he didn't play yesterday. Luke Bailey played, sorry. So in his last 2 games that he actually played, game 1 and game 2 and game 4, so he uses this being a 3-game set. He's gone 4 for 8. He's scored a couple runs. He's got 2 home runs, 4 RBIs in those 2 games, and he's got a walk and only a couple strikeouts. So Danny Jansen's average went from 160 going into the series, leaving with a 186 average. He's getting there. I'd love to see Danny Jansen hit 250 for us. That would be fantastic to see. Now, quickly, we're going to run through the minor leagues here, and for the Buffalo Bisons, nothing really great to talk about other than Kevin Biggio going 2 for 4 with a run scored after his 0 for 4 night last night, or yesterday afternoon, I guess. There wasn't a whole lot of good things you want to talk about when it comes to Kevin Biggio. But let's go down to the, where are they? The Dunedin Blue Jays, who are absolutely tearing apart. I think it's Lakeland, I think it is. So in the 6th inning, they have 16 runs on 17 hits. Blue Jays, top 10 round pick last year, Cal Stevenson. He's gone 3 for 5 today with a couple RBIs and scored 3 runs. He's hitting 240. Good to see down there. And Beck Christopher was one of the Blue Jays draft picks, I think, of last year as well. He's 1 for 5 with an RBI. Demi Olamoye, he was a trade, wasn't he, of this past season or something like that? He's 2 for 4. He's only hitting 186, not very good. Kevin Vicuna, he's gone 4 for 4 with a couple RBIs and a run scored. Samad Taylor, picked up for Joe Smith a couple of years ago. He's only hitting 167 on the season. He's got a couple RBIs. He's 1 for 3 with a couple runs scored as well. And really, that's all about it. I mean, not a couple great things. By the way, in the New Hampshire Fisher Cats game, Tanner Pearson. You guys know we're hockey. My goodness, Nate Pearson had a rough game today for the New Hampshire Fisher Cats. His first rough game, really, of the season. 4 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, 3 were earned. He walked a couple and struck out 6, but he gave up a home run. So not a great job for Nate Pearson in the game today. But, guys, you know what? It happens. He's probably going to go in his next inning and throw 7 shutout innings. That's just the way Nate Pearson works, all right? But, guys, that is going to do it for... Actually, no, before we do that, hold on, rewind a second here. We're going to preview the Boston Red Sox series as they come to Toronto for the 3 games. I think they're 4 game set, actually. So, 107 first pitch tomorrow. David Price against Edwin Jackson. Jays fans, we all know the Blue Jays numbers against David Price history-wise. However, this Blue Jays team, history-wise, look totally different. So, well, hopefully that's a different thing. And Edwin Jackson didn't do bad in his first outing, but you are now facing the Boston Red Sox. So, it's a 107 first pitch tomorrow afternoon. Game 2 goes at 7:07 on Tuesday night. Eduardo Rodriguez versus Marcus Stroman in the Game 2 match. And then Rick Porcello versus Aaron Sanchez as of right now. 7:07 first pitch on Wednesday. And then a noon 12:37 first pitch on Thursday. Hector Velasquez, and as of right now, it's Ryan Fearbend is the starting pitching matchups there in the finale of the 4 game set on Thursday. Again, will Fearbend be the starter? I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see what they do with all that kind of stuff. Maybe Clayton Richard will get the call and pitch that game. We're gonna have to wait and see. All right. So you know what, guys? That is gonna do it for this one. I apologize. Look at it. I said in the last video, I got right near the end and I lost it. I'm still a little bit sick here. You know, one of you guys commented on the video yesterday, and yeah, I'm not feeling too great right now. Still grinding through for you guys, and I wanted to hold that runny nose in till the end of the video, but it came and poked its little head out right near the flipping end. But we got there, all right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. You guys enjoyed this video, and you guys enjoy the ball game today, because whenever the youngsters are playing well and they're winning ball games, it's great to see. All right, so smack that like button if you guys enjoyed this one, and the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the game, the video, that Vladdy Dinger, maybe Danny Jansen tonight, and him with the bat over the last few outings for him. Great to see that. Also, Billy McKinney, what are your feelings on him? And Trent Thornton, back-to-back pretty good. 3 of his last 4 starts have been pretty damn good. Is Trent Thornton starting to find himself? Guys, we keep forgetting. We hear about these young guys, Nate Pearson and Eric Perdino and Adam Kloffenstein, these great young pitchers the Jays have in the minor leagues. We forget to realize Ryan Brucke, who we talked about in the last video, as he's progressing a little bit. Great to see there. And Trent Thornton's 25 years old. He ain't old. Ryan Brucke was a rookie last year. He was 24. Trent Thornton ain't far behind. Or I guess in front, if you want to call it that way. But he's still young. And to see him pitching well over the 3 of his last 4 outings, it's great to see. And people are going to say, well, the competition's not the greatest. Who cares? In the big leagues, it's all about getting confidence and getting your feel and getting in a groove. And Trent Thornton, like I said, 3 of his last 4 starts, he's been spectacular. That one really bad outing where he only went 2 innings, which was rough. But every other outing, he's gone 5+. Great to see from Trent Thornton. He went 7 innings against Texas, 6 today. 5 1/3, 5 2/3 in the who they faced, Minnesota, I think it was, in that outing. So, great to see from the Toronto Blue Jays standpoint for right now. They split the 4 game set in Chicago, and they come home to face the Red Sox. So, guys, I want to hear your thoughts on everything about this game, this team, the minors, everything about this team. And Evan and I will talk to you as podcast edition probably on Tuesday afternoon. Link is in the description for the podcast channel and for the podcast itself on iTunes. Twitter is also down below, guys. Follow up, send me a DM. I do all that great stuff. And check out my main man, Mo Buckets on Twitter, Blue Jays Wave on Instagram. Again, like I said, great guy, great content, posts everything quick time. It's beautiful to watch, it's beautiful to see. And I want to say thank you to Blue Jays Wave for being so on the spot and so on time with everything Blue Jays-wise. Like I said, check him out, Blue Jays Wave on Instagram. Hope to have him on the podcast very soon. Again, I think very soon, though, once the Raptors are done and once it's in full Blue Jays mode, I think we'll really start digging into talking to him more often and building on that Blue Jays segment in the podcast. But I'll keep you guys posted about that kind of stuff. And I will talk to you guys Raptors edition Game 3 in about an hour and 20 minutes. As tip-off at Scotiabank Arena for Game 3. Look, I think we can all agree this is a must-win for the Toronto Raptors. You lose, you're pretty much done. You win, you're still not in a great situation, but at least you have a victory. You have that feeling of a win in the Eastern Conference Finals. And you still play Game 4 at home, and you got all the momentum going into Game 4. So it's a big, big game tonight here for the Toronto Raptors in Game 3, 7 o'clock tip-off there at Scotiabank Arena. For the Toronto Blue Jays, they come home after the 6-game road trip. All right, take on the Boston Red Sox tomorrow afternoon. Like I said, 1:07 first pitch at Rogers Center, as the Blue Jays look to win their second straight game and to look to beat David Price and the Red Sox, who have been playing flipping amazing ball lately. They're now over 500. They were below the Blue Jays for a while, and now they're kind of like, Blue Jays are like, oh, where'd you go, boys? But we all expected the Boston Red Sox to get hot and to get back up near the top of the division. And David Price, Edwin Jackson are the starting pitchers in tomorrow afternoon's game. Like I said, 1:07 first pitch at Rogers Center. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you guys then.